Super Troopers, which I also saw.
Yes.
We talked about it last week, but I wanted to get your take on it. Did you see the first one?
I did see the first
So,
one.
what did you think of the second one?
Ooh, no. I mean, okay. I had some really fun moments in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I also there's an additional layer of meaning for me because I'm Canadian, and
okay.
it was portraying Canadians as the drunk frat people that they are. A lot of people believe Canadians are very nice, and we are, and we're very cordial and respectful, but they're also party animals. The French Canadians are very rude, and you kind of get a little piece of that.
Well, it's all that free health care.
Right, exactly.
And that lack of gun violence.
Yeah. That's what makes you crazy. And they make that joke in the movie.
Oh. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Canada's coming in hot.
Yeah.
It's a great time for us right now. I love them making fun of Trump. And the Michael Ian Black cameo is really cool.
Right.
I was thinking about it a lot. I'm like, is Super Troopers another one of these movies that I saw when I was younger? And the hijinks and the sort of although I love Superbad, I love the movie Superbad, and it has a lot of the same dumb, low level. I love low hanging fruit humor. And the first movie, I was laughing so hard. And this one, I enjoyed it, but I just didn't feel like they pushed it.
A lot more cameos in this movie because of bigger budget.
Totally. But I thought, okay, the bear breaks into the station. Maybe they ride the bear. Maybe you know what I mean?
You wanted it to go one step further.
Yeah, it's an extreme movie. The franchise is all about extremeness. I think maybe I'm a bit of an elitist because I'm a comedian and I like joke writing too. I thought the jokes were a bit simple. And I thought the original Super Troopers isn't nuanced, but it just had a little bit more to it. There was more zigs and zags that were catching me off guard. Here I kind of predicted, and this is going to happen next, and this is going to happen next. But I liked the when they dropped the Americans off. It's all Canadian anger. But I'm watching, I love when they drop the Americans off in the woods. I'm like, yeah, get those fucking Yanks. But a bit. Some people walked out of the theater when I was watching it, and I was
really,
yeah.
What are you expecting? How could you go into a Super Troopers 2 and go, this is not at all what I was expecting.
Sure.
I am offended. I am walking out of this film.
Was it getting you really laughing? Were you really enjoying it?
It was, there were parts that I definitely was laughing out loud at, but for the most part, it was kind of like the first one. It was yeah, it's kind of funny. What I liked about it was that it had a specific voice and just feel to it, which is what we were talked about on the other episode. Is a lot of studio comedies lack. They're all written by committee. They're noted to death. They don't have any of that. Overboard's a great example. That looks horrible. Yeah, as a studio comedy. But when you get a movie like Super Troopers in the sequel, this is Broken Lizard's movie. They wrote it. They directed it. It's like a Monty Python movie. It's what they wanted to make is on screen. There weren't a lot of suits coming down and going, hey, could you make the bear do that?
Right, right.
This is what they wanted.
It wasn't watered down, I guess, in a sense. I guess also when they made references to the right meow,
to the first movie.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot how funny that was. Right. And I almost had a moment where I was like, I wish I was watching that movie again. Because I'm like, oh yeah, all that. And maybe back then, the original movie was able to be more politically incorrect. Maybe this one doesn't go as far for that reason. I did love the Flova Scotia narrative with the one character taking the female.
Oh, right. They found a bunch of illegal pills, so they didn't know what they were, so they each took one, and they all did different things. So. Yeah,
and he took a female. I guess it was trying to get female Viagra, and he started getting more and more emotional.
Yeah,
and, he was lactating at the end and being like, "You don't tell me where," a woman on her period or ovulating. It was funny. That was an original idea. But I'm not sure. I didn't have any moments, which I usually do with those kinds of movies. But it you know,
Rob Lowe played a great Canadian
Yes,
with
he
a
did.
crazy accent,
Yes.
like a real like
he was
a,
Quebecois.
yeah.
Yes. So what people don't know about French Canadians is they don't speak Parisian. Like when you speak Parisian French, it's very proper. Quebecois is like sailor French. Like it's its own different type of French. They don't even really they can't really understand one another.
Even though they're both French.
Yes, so I speak
Interesting.
Parisian French, which is like traditional French. I would be understood in Paris. Quebecois is like it's almost like slang in a way. Like they are the same language, but
Do they teach Quebecois in schools? Is that
Yes.
Is it really?
And if you go in there speaking Parisian French, they'll be like, "Fuck you."
You're failing.
Yeah, they're very anti-English Canadian, and that character they portrayed a Quebecois well. He's arrogant. He's kind of like an alpha male. Again, very weird for a Canadian. Like Canadians don't seem to be that way. He's constantly drinking. He's like kind of a son of a bitch, and a lot of French Canadians are kind of like that. So it was nice to see that, and also in the end when he pulled his teeth out in the fight. Like
Right.
they had this big end fight, and he pulled his fake teeth out because he got his teeth knocked out for hockey. It was just like, all right, yeah, I like that.
You know, there's got to be hockey jokes.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, yeah. There were some
So.
good ones. Yeah,
So you were kind of lukewarm on it.
lukewarm.
Yeah.
I wanted to like it, and
Glad you saw it, or
sure, yeah.
Okay.
You gotta honor the Super Trooper tradition.
Yeah.
Would I see the third one? I would have to think about it. But you know, I probably would. I'm a sucker too. Yeah.
well, the thing about this too is they raised the money on I think it was
Indiegogo.
Indiegogo. They was March 24th of 2015, and they raised $2 million in 24 hours, which
Wow.
is like shows you the fan base and.
You know, we'll be seeing a Super Troopers extended universe. You know.
Super Troopers crossover.
Yeah,
okay,
with Cloverfield.
Cool. With
Yeah.
Cloverfield.
Yeah.
What? Maybe that would make the next Cloverfield movie interesting.
Yeah, it would, and it would make more sense as a crossover. So.
Shot first. Kitten heads across the